Good afternoon and welcome inside Lexington, Kentucky. Wild Health Field, the site of today's contest, as your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs take a rubber match here on a Sunday afternoon. Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for tuning in on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Thrilled to have you joining us as the 12-2 Southern Maryland Blue Crabs finish off a brief road trip here in Lexington, Kentucky against the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. Southern Maryland got game one of this series on Friday night and extended to a franchise record 12-game win streak before dropping last night's contest by a score of 7-2. Southern Maryland will put Daryl Thompson on the mound, the Prince of La Plata, the greatest Blue Crab of all time, the man that is the back-to-back Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year, takes the hill for the Blue Crabs today. Here on a Sunday afternoon, first pitch about 5 minutes away here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. With that being said, let's get right into starting lineups. Start with the visiting Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Leading off, the left fielder Matt Hibbert, the right-handed hitting outfielder, hits .296 on the young season. Batting second, Ruby Silva, the left-handed hitting second baseman with 18 RBIs on the campaign, followed by Jared Walker, the first baseman, batting third. In the cleanup spot, it's David Harris, the designated hitter. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs on the season for the cleanup man. Batting fifth, Alex Crosby. Crosby plays third base. A home run, 13 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases on the season. Batting sixth, Zach Collier. Collier makes his first start in center field here this afternoon in the 2022 season. Braxton Lee bats seventh. The MLB veteran plays right field for the Crabs here on a Sunday. Batting eighth, Austin Rye. Rye gets the start at catcher here this evening. A 182 batting average, but a 400 on-base percentage on the season. And batting ninth, rounding out the Blue Crabs lineup, Michael Baca, the shortstop in today's contest. Baca getting his second start of the series. Once again on the mound for your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, none other than Daryl Thompson, the Prince of La Plata, the greatest Blue Crab of all time, in his 10th season in Southern Maryland. The team's pitching coach, the team's ace, you name it, he's probably done it, leads the Atlantic League in league history in wins, strikeouts, nearly did so again in single-season strikeouts in 2019, the league's back-to-back Pitcher of the Year, you name it, Daryl Thompson is the guy. In addition to that, as the pitching coach in his 2 seasons, he's also swept the Atlantic League pitching awards. Of course, mentioned he won the Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year back-to-back, but also his relievers won the awards in 2019 and in 2021. Give you the starting lineup for the home team, the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. They hold a 5-10 record on the season. And they lead off with their shortstop, Riley Mahan, who leads the Atlantic League in batting average at a .466 clip. Batting second, Jimmy Paredes. Paredes, the third baseman, a switch-hitting MLB veteran that hits .250 on the season. Batting third, another MLB veteran, Moises Sierra, the right fielder, a .333 hitter. Thanks to a big day off the bat from him yesterday, Sierra went 3 for 5 with a run scored, also drove a run home. Batting fourth, Chris Shaw. Shaw, the left-handed hitting first baseman, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs on the season. Batting fifth, Carlos Castro. Castro, a .241 hitter, serves as the catcher for the Genomes here today. Batting sixth, Anderson Miller. Miller, the center fielder for these Genomes here today, to be followed by Wellington Dotel, the designated hitter. Batting eighth, Luke Becker. Becker, the second baseman for this Genome squad, and he's followed by Felix P.A. P.A. hits .191 on the season, and on the mound for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes, it is Dustin Beggs. Beggs gets the start in this rubber match. 0-1 this season with a 10.38 ERA. He started 3 games, 13 innings, has allowed 20 hits, 17 runs, 15 of which have been earned. Now, when you look back at the game log for Dustin Beggs, he was great on opening night. In fact, he was the opening day starter for this Genomes team. Found himself going 5 innings, a scoreless contest with 6 strikeouts and 4 hits. But his next start and the one after that were the two that have plagued his ERA to this point. On 427, he went 3 in the third innings, allowing 11 runs, 9 of which were earned. 2 walks, 2 home runs in that contest. And his last time out, back on May the 3rd against the Charleston Dirty Birds here at home, found himself allowing 6 runs all earned on 7 hits and 4 walks in 4 2/3 innings of action. We will step aside for just a moment. National anthem on your way from Wild Health Field. We'll keep it here right for that. A beautiful rendition of the national anthem here on Mother's Day in Lexington, Kentucky. The rubber match coming your way on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Andrew Banstra joining you here from Wild Health Field as your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs head into Game 3 of a 3-game set. A brief road trip sandwiched in between a pair of 6-game homestands, another one of which will begin on Tuesday. Make sure to purchase your tickets at somdbluecrabs.com today. Dustin Beggs once again gets the start for the home team in the Wild Health Genomes. The Genomes wearing their all blue, the baby blue jerseys, as we give you the starting lineups one more time right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Leading off for the Blue Crabs, getting his first start of the series, the left fielder Matt Hibbert. Batting second, the second baseman Ruby Silva. Batting third, the first baseman Jared Walker, to be followed by the cleanup hitter, David Harris. Batting fifth, Alex Crosby, the third baseman, followed by the 6-hole hitter in Zach Collier, playing center field today. Batting seventh, Braxton Lee, the right fielder who had 2 doubles and 4 outfield putouts yesterday. Make that 4 outfield assists. Austin Rye bats eighth, a 182 hitter with a 400 on base percentage, the catcher for the Blue Crabs today. And rounding out the Blue Crabs lineup, Michael Baca, the shortstop for this Crab squad on a Sunday afternoon in Lexington, Kentucky. We are ready to get rolling as Matt Hibbert strolls up to the right-handed batter's box on a sunny afternoon here at Wild Health Field. The Crabs with a 12-2 record on the young season, comfortably in first place in the Atlantic League North Division, holding a 6-game lead. Folks, that's significant considering in 2021 their largest lead all season long was a 3-game lead. First pitch underway as a strike crosses the outer edge to Matt Hibbert here in the top half of the first inning. Dustin Beggs on his way home with the second pitch, bouncing in the artificial turf for ball number 1. Give you the numbers once more on Dustin Beggs. here making his 4th start of the season, his 2nd here at home. 0-1 this season and 13 innings pitched with a 10.38 ERA. Went scoreless through 5 innings on opening night, but in each of his last 2 starts has gone no longer than 4 2/3 innings while allowing a combined 15 earned runs. Beggs' 2-1 pitch dots the outside edge, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Matt Hibbert assumes the leadoff spot in the lineup. Jack Sundberg with the day off today. First day he has not played for the Blue Crabs this season. Beggs has his 2-2 pitch ready. Here it comes. Cutter inside, a called strike number 3. And that's how we get the first out of today's contest here on a Sunday afternoon. First pitch was issued at 2:10 p.m. Give you the umpiring crew today. Behind home plate, it's Robert Gant. At first base, Lyle Travis. And at third base, Pat Atkins. Here comes Ruby Silva up to the dish. As you can tell, Silva is donning pink gear from head to toe in honor of Mother's Day. He's got a pink shin guard in addition to a pink bat and pink batting gloves. Waves at the second pitch, falling behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Silva went 1 for 4 with a triple and a run driven in yesterday. High and tight on the fastball from Dustin Beggs. The first pitch that misses the zone here against Ruby Silva. Silva drills one to the right side. That'll get down for a base hit. And the first for the Blue Crabs so far in this contest. Not to mention, for Southern Maryland, it's the first time in this series that they've gotten a base runner on. I beg your pardon, the first time that they've gotten a base hit in the first inning of this series. A short 3-game brief road trip. It's the last time the Blue Crabs will be facing the Genomes here in Lexington this season. The Crabs will be back in Lexington, but to play the Legends later in the season. Jared Walker comes up to the dish from the left side with Silva at first base. Takes an off speed for a called strike. In yesterday's contest, Walker went 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout. Back in the series opener, he was hit by 2 pitches, scored a run, and went 0 for 3. Pickoff move, not in time over to first base as Silva's back head first. The Crabs wearing those red Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation jerseys as Dustin Beggs tries to get Silva once more. Silva with a small lead off of first. The pitch right over our heads here in the press box, and the count no balls and 2 strikes. Jared Walker back up to the dish. 5 home runs on the season, a .276 batting average for the left-handed hitting Georgia native. Awaiting the Beggs pitch. Gets a piece of it jammed up a little bit back into the protective netting, and we'll call it strike number 2 once more. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers tuning into the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network today. Appreciate you spending your Sunday afternoon with us. Runner at first is Silva. Jared Walker at the dish. The 0-2 once more. Inbound from Dustin Beggs. It's an elevated fastball that Walker watches go for ball number 1. Pickoff move to first once more, not in time. It's the 3rd time in this at-bat that they've attempted to pick off Ruby Silva. Silva does have good speed. Not necessarily a perennial base stealer, but he can steal a bag here and there. Dustin Beggs with the high pink socks, working out of the stretch for the first time today, and another pickoff move. That's 4 times they've attempted to pick off Ruby Silva here in this at-bat alone. Walker working this count. The left-handed hitting first baseman awaiting Beggs on the 1-2. Gives it a ride to right center field. This ball's got a chance. High and off the one-guard fence company sign in right center. Silva is going to have a close play at the plate. The throw not quite in time, and Silva scores from first base on an RBI double from Jared Walker, and the Crabs are on the board early. A beautiful piece of hitting from Jared Walker. A smooth stroke off the bat of the left-handed hitting power hitter as David Harris comes to the plate with an early Blue Crabs lead here in the top of the first inning. That's exactly what you'd like to see out of this Southern Maryland squad, who had their 12-game win streak snapped yesterday. I told you after the game, you knew it was going to happen at some point. I personally was kind of thinking it would never end, to be completely honest with you, but as fate would have it, it sure did. The Crabs 12-2 on the season, 6 games up in the Atlantic League North Division as David Harris steps into the dish. From the right side, watches strike number 1 cross. David Harris, a .280 hitter on the season, a trio of home runs, all of which came in April. Harris with a couple of check swings as Dustin Beggs looks for his sign. Time has been called. Give you the defensive alignment for the home team, the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. From left to right in the outfield, it's Felix P.A., Anderson Miller, and Moises Sierra. From left to right in the infield, Jimmy Paredes at third. Riley Mahan stands at shortstop. At second base, Luke Becker. And at first, Chris Shaw. Doing the duties behind the catcher's dish is Carlos Castro with Dustin Beggs on the mound. Harris takes a cutter upstairs to even the count at a ball and a strike. Walker leads at second. Harris awaiting the Beggs 1-1 offering. The pitch. Swing and a miss as Harris falls behind in the count at a ball and 2 strikes. David Harris in his second year with the Blue Crabs. 6'1", 190 pounds. Peaked at the advanced A level, a native of Bradenton, Florida. Awaiting on deck, Alex Crosby, who had a 3-hit game in the series opener. Nubbing off the end of the bat is David Harris, and will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Harris, originally a 36th round draft pick in 2013 by the Toronto Blue Jays. He was drafted out of Southern Arkansas University, but originally attended Lamar University. In the back of the right-handed batter's box, as Dustin Beggs steps out for the 3rd time in this at-bat. Tried to pick off Silva 4 times when Jared Walker was up to the dish, changing up his looks to these Blue Crabs hitters. Fastball gets away from the catcher, Carlos Castro. The fire down to first, not quite in time. A drop third strike allows David Harris to advance to first base. Still no outs here in this first inning. I beg your pardon, just 1 out here in this first inning. With runners on the corners, Alex Crosby strolls up to the left-handed batter's box, trying to give the Blue Crabs a even larger early lead here on a Sunday afternoon in Lexington, Kentucky. Now, if you're asking yourself, I thought batters could steal first base anytime in the Atlantic League this 2022 season when the ball got away from the catcher. That is not the case when there's 2 strikes. It goes down as a normal drop third strike. The other rule change in the Atlantic League this season, in accordance with our partnership with Major League Baseball, is the double hook rule, stating that the starting pitcher must go at least 5 innings, and if he does not, that team's designated hitter will come out with the starting pitcher, and the relief pitcher will have to bat for himself for the rest of the game. Alex Crosby at the dish. Fouls one down the first baseline to even the count at a ball and a strike. A little bit more in depth on that dropped pitch rule, or as I like to call it, the stealing of first base rule. Any ball that is not caught by the catcher allows the batter the opportunity to just run for first base. Of course, we're familiar with that rule here in Southern Maryland after the incredible day that was July 13th of 2019 when Tony Thomas stole first base for the first time in professional baseball history. Thomas had a media storm following him afterwards. It was on ESPN, any outlet, you name it. If you're wondering where those cleats were from that historic steal of first base, they're currently in Cooperstown, the Baseball Hall of Fame. Foul ball over our heads as the count draws even at 2-2 strikes. Alex Crosby, a .327 hitter on the season. Back in the series opener, he went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Also doubled in that contest. In yesterday's game, in a Blue Crabs 7-2 defeat at the hands of the Genomes, Crosby went 0 for 4, but also picked up his 13th RBI of the season. Foul ball once more into the stands, and will stay at 2-2. As for Alex Crosby, 6'2", 215 pounds, a California native. A left-handed hitting corner infielder awaits the 2-2 pitch from Dustin Beggs. Punches it through the left side of the infield. Tony Gwynn would love to see that. Going right after that 5.5 hole, and the Crabs are hot here in the early going. Alex Crosby with his 4th RBI of this series, his 14th of the year, and Southern Maryland picks up an early 2-0 lead here at Wild Health Field. The Blue Crabs, despite losing their win streak yesterday, can still look forward to a couple of fun little statistics to watch out for. Have not lost a series all year, trying to keep that going with a win today. Runners at first and second, David Harris at second, Crosby at first with Zach Collier to the dish. First pitch from Dustin Beggs, a changeup in there for a called strike. In the series opener, Collier had a breakout game. He went 2 for 5. He doubled in addition to sending a 3-run monstrous moonshot over the Pepsi party deck in right field here at Wild Health Field. Starting in center field today is Collier for the first time this year. The Blue Crabs 2021 Defensive Player of the Year. Aptly named as he landed on SportsCenter's top 10 on September 17th of last year for an incredible diving catch he made at Regency Furniture Stadium. Collier from the left side, awaiting Beggs' 1-1 offering. 1 away, 2 on with the Blue Crabs 2-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. A look back to second, and the pitch inside as Collier averts danger. The count 2-1. Zach Collier, 6'2", 200 pounds, originally from Long Beach, California. Played as high as the AAA level with the Washington Nationals organization. Originally was drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies, 5 picks after Garrett Cole in the 2008 first round of the MLB draft. Another pitch misses a touch low, and the count now 3-1 to the speedy Zach Collier. Tough situation here for Dustin Beggs in the early going. 2 on with 2 already scored, and a hitter's count to Zach Collier, one of the better bats in this Atlantic League. Has had a slower start to this 2022 season, but that bat will surely come around. A check down to our third base umpire saying he did not go around. And now the bases are juiced with 1 away here in the top of the first inning after a 5-pitch walk to Zach Collier. That'll bring out a mound visit. Coming out to the mound to speak with Dustin Beggs, and we'll give you the career story on Beggs as we have a couple of moments. Beggs, 28 years old, originally from Colorado Springs, Colorado, 6'3", 180 pounds. He attended the University of Kentucky, was drafted 3 times, once out of high school, once out of junior college in 2014, again in 2015 by the New York Mets in the 32nd round, opted to not go into the draft, and then finally in 2016 was selected by the Miami Marlins in the 16th round out of the University of Kentucky. Here comes Braxton Lee. Despite the Blue Crabs' 7-2 loss yesterday, Lee had a breakout game, throwing out 4 runners from right field, including 2 at home plate. Lee also doubled twice in the contest. First pitch he sees from Dustin Beggs, in there for a called strike. Lee with a .256 batting average on the season. Good speed around the base paths. Collier at first, Crosby at second. David Harris stands at third. Lee from the left-handed batter's box takes a pitch inside. 1-1 goes the count. Ducks on the pond here on a Sunday afternoon. First inning. With a big breakout potential. Crabs have already scored 2. The count now 1-2 to Braxton Lee. No home runs on the season for Lee. He has 4 RBIs on the young campaign. Standing straight up in that left-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch from Beggs, inside, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Braxton Lee hit .500 his senior year in high school, but did not receive any D1 offers. Ended up going to JUCO before finding himself drafted in the Major League Baseball draft and made his MLB debut a couple of years later. Really a remarkable story. He began the 2021 season with the Blue Crabs, but after 4 games had his contract purchased by the Cincinnati Reds. Beggs on the way with the 2-2, dribbling off the end of the bat of Braxton Lee, and will stay at a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The Crabs hold a 12-2 record in this 2022 season. The Wild Health Genomes picked up their 5th win of the year last night, a 5-10 clip. Lee sees a changeup and swings over it for the Crabs' second out of the inning. Looking back through this inning to this point, Matt Hibbert started it with a strikeout looking. Ruby Silva singled before Jared Walker brought him all the way home from first base with a big double to right center field. Bases still juiced as Austin Rye comes up to the plate. Rye getting his first start of the series. Harris stands at third. Crosby at second with Zach Collier at first base. And if you're Dustin Beggs, part of you's thinking right now, I already have 3 outs in this inning. Of course, David Harris reached on a drop third strike before Alex Crosby followed with the 3rd Blue Crabs hit of this first inning. Zach Collier then walked before Braxton Lee struck out. Seeing a ton of stuff go on in this first inning. Everything from the bases juice to 2 runs scoring. We saw a mound visit already. Beggs with the 1-1 count, trying to work out of a jam, having already allowed a pair here in the top of the first. Number 11 on the back of the jersey for Austin Rye. Spent last season in Winnipeg with the Gold Eyes of the American Association. Rye hits one to the right side. This one's got a chance at getting down and does. One Blue Crab will score. Here comes the second. No problem for Alex Crosby, who crosses home plate for the fourth Blue Crabs run of this first inning. A 2 RBI single for Austin Rye as the Crabs' bats catch fire after having their 12-game win streak snapped last night. That brings up the ninth batter in this Blue Crabs lineup here in this first inning of action. It's Michael Baca, the man that stands at the dish. Number 3 on the back of his jersey. Runner at first is Rye. At third is Zach Collier. The pitch from Beggs, an elevated fastball. Swinging is Michael Baca, but right back into the protective netting for strike number 1. Baca, a 121 hitter on the season, did not get the start yesterday. Played in the series opener going 1 for 4. Was signed about a week into the 2021 season by the Blue Crabs. Made his first start on June 4th and started just about every game afterwards. Fastball high and tight, just getting a piece of it is Baca, who fouls it down the first base line for strike number 2. Crabs won game 1 of this series by a score of 8-2. The Genomes responded with a 7-2 victory last night, bringing up today's rubber match. The pitch from Beggs, grounder up the middle, fielding it on a hop is the shortstop Mahan, who flips onto second for out number 3. Not before the Blue Crabs can bring across a quartet of runs here in the top half of the first inning, and Daryl Thompson has some wiggle room when we come back. He'll be on the mound right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team. The realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs. Did you know that the Washington, D.C. metro area is the 5th most expensive place to live in the entire United States of America? Sometimes finding affordable housing in this area can feel impossible. If you're struggling to find affordable housing, look no further than the Villages of St. Charles by Ross Properties. You can visit them online at villagesatstcharles.com for more information today. Villages of St. Charles. They'll have you safe at home. Daryl Thompson comes out to the mound for his first inning of work. Daryl Thompson, of course, a native of La Plata, Maryland, in his 10th season with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, making his first start since the Crabs unveiled Daryl Thompson Drive. Of course, now when you come to Regency Furniture Stadium, you turn on to Daryl Thompson Drive. Thompson on his way with his first pitch of his Sunday outing. It misses just a touch outside for ball number 1. Thompson, 6 foot, 205 pounds. On his way with the second pitch. Line shot to the second baseman, Ruby Silva, who snares it for out number 1. Batting second, Jimmy Paredes. Give you the numbers for Daryl Thompson here in the 2022 season. The Southpaw 0-1 with a 2.81 ERA. 16 innings pitched, has allowed 5 earned runs on 19 hits. 5 walks, 7 strikeouts for the right-hander. Thompson, a back-to-back Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year in 2019 and in 2021. Leads the Atlantic League in career wins and strikeouts as Paredes skies one to shallow left field. In comes the left fielder for the Blue Crabs in Matt Hibbert to catch for out number 2, and that is the Daryl Thompson special. If you're watching today, expect a whole lot of pop-outs induced from Daryl Thompson. He's not going to blow you away with his velocity. He's extremely crafty, incredibly good at hitting his spots, and really just induces a ton of soft contact as he did right there. That brings up the third hitter in this Genomes lineup, Moises Sierra. The right fielder wears number 20 on the back of his baby blue jersey. Strike number 1 called. Fastball outside corner, called strike number 2. Thompson, the Prince of La Plata, one of the greatest Atlantic Leaguers of all time. Glove in front of the face, working out of the windup. Here on a sunny day in Lexington, Kentucky, the batter Sierra calls time. As for Moises Sierra, this season, he's played in just 3 games. He had 3 hits yesterday. High shot to the left side. Matt Hibbert ranging back to the track, and this ball has exited the ballpark. A solo shot in the first inning for Moises Sierra, who rips one to left field, giving the Genomes a run here in the bottom half of the first inning. That's the second solo shot the Genomes have hit in the first inning of this series. Jimmy Paredes also smacked a solo shot back in Friday's series opener. Mentioned it right before our last break, but Thompson with that 4-1 lead has plenty of wiggle room, much to work with. Crabs lead cut down to 3 here in the bottom of the first inning in a high-scoring frame. Fastball misses downstairs on the first pitch to Chris Shaw. Last night, Chris Shaw went 1 for 4. He also walked once. Chopper to the right side, fielding is Jared Walker on a backhand. Flips underhanded to Daryl Thompson, who catches for out number 3. The Genomes get one back in the bottom of the first on a solo shot from Moises Sierra, and that's how we say goodbye to 1 inning of baseball here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. When we come back, the top of the Blue Crabs order in the second inning on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Whether it's Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Aaron Rodgers, or even the son of a former Blue Crab, Patrick Mahomes, you've seen many athletes endorsing State Farm. That's because your State Farm agent has your back through good times and not so good times. That's why all the Blue Crabs, Daryl Thompson and the whole team, trust State Farm with their insurance needs. State Farm is the company people have trusted for over 99 years to help life go right. Call your local State Farm agent, Greg Conklin, today at 240-776-4289. To the top of the second we go here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra here with you from Lexington, Kentucky. The rubber match in a 3-game set between your Blue Crabs and the home team, the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. To lead off the top of the second inning, it'll be Matt Hibbert, who is the leadoff man in this Blue Crabs order. Southern Maryland hit through their order in a 4-run top of the first inning. Hibbert swings on the first pitch, a grounder to the shortstop Riley Mahan, who fires across the infield in time for out number 1. One away here in the top of the second brings up Ruby Silva, who ignited that Blue Crabs barrage of runs in the top of the first inning. Silva wears number 12 on the back of his red jersey here on Mother's Day, sporting the pink bat to accompany the pink batting gloves. Takes the first pitch offered from Dustin Beggs upstairs for ball number 1. Silva 1 for 1 in the contest so far. Rips one to the right side, fielded on a backhand from Luke Becker. Becker fires to first for out number 2 in a quick recovery inning so far here in the second for Dustin Beggs. Jared Walker now steps up to the left-handed batter's box. Walker also got things going. After Silva singled in the first inning, Jared Walker ripped a line shot into right center, allowing Ruby Silva to score all the way from first in what would be the first of 4 runs Southern Maryland scored. First pitch to Walker in there for a called strike. Jared, a .288 hitter on the season. 5 home runs, 13 RBIs. Awaiting the pitch from Dustin Beggs. Fastball misses in the artificial turf. A ball and a strike the count to Walker. Walker, a Powder Springs, Georgia native. 6'2", 198 pounds. Fastball elevated, jams up Walker, who falls behind in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Walker in his first year with the Blue Crabs, first year in the Atlantic League, was a high school teammate of Dalton Geeky, one of the members of the Blue Crabs bullpen. The 1-2, high and tight once more. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away here in the top of the second inning. Bases empty with 2 away as Dustin Beggs comes back to the plate. The 2-2 line to the right side, but right at the right fielder, Moises Sierra, who gloves it for out number 3. After batting through the order in the first, the Crabs go down in order here in the second. That brings us into the bottom of the second inning when we return on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
of the second action here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra on the call with you here in Lexington, Kentucky, rounding out the first Blue Crabs road broadcast in franchise history in regular season. Thrilled to be bringing it to you as Daryl Thompson perches atop the mound. One inning pitch for Thompson so far. Got 2 quick outs before allowing a solo shot from Moises Sierra. Southern Maryland leading 4-1 here in the bottom of the second inning, as Carlos Castro leads off the second inning of action offensively for the Genomes. Thompson on his way home with the first pitch, dotting the outside corner for strike number 1. Fastball swung on and missed from Castro, who quickly falls behind in the count, 0-2. Foul ball here from Carlos Castro as Thompson heads back to the top of the mound. Daryl's not going to miss the zone all that often, and when he does, it's generally with intent. Castro waiting the 0-2 once more. A curveball chopped into the artificial turf, and will stay at no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes here to the first batter for the Genomes in the bottom of the second inning. Thompson on his way with the 0-2 once more. The pitch, trying to get him to chase. No bite from Castro as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Chopper to the left side. Michael Baca on a bounce. Throws across the infield for out number 1. Here comes Anderson Miller from the left side. A Lexington native chops one over towards Ruby Silva at second base. No problem for Silva, who quickly picks up the second out of this Blue Crabs defensive inning. Thompson working quick and working early in counts, as one would expect. One of the quicker paced pitchers that you're going to find in today's game of baseball. Currently, Baseball Savant gives the Blue Crabs a 78.1% chance at winning this contest. The pitch from Thompson on its way home. A bunt attempt missed from Wellington Dotel. One away with nobody on. A 4-1 Blue Crabs lead here in the rubber match in Lexington, Kentucky. Game 3 of a 3-game set. Line shot right up the middle. Shouldn't be a problem for Zach Collier, who catches for out number 3. How about it? A quick inning for Daryl Thompson gives us 2 innings of baseball as we head into the top of the third when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you need a win on the road, don't get left stranded. Make AAA part of your roster and you'll always have someone on deck ready to get you home. AAA also offers car care, insurance, and travel services, and has stores conveniently located for Blue Crabs fans in Brandywine, Crofton, and Alexandria. Don't forget to ask them about membership discounts for military and first responders. Please visit AAA.com to learn more or to find a AAA location near you.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
David Harris up to the dish. The cleanup man, his second time around, will come to the plate facing off against Dustin Beggs, who after allowing 4 runs to score in the first inning, settled down with a 1-2-3 second inning of action. First pitch Harris sees, misses outside, and in the artificial turf for ball number 1. First time up for David Harris. He reached base on a drop third strike. Foul down the third baseline. A ball and a strike the count to David Harris, Southern Maryland's designated hitter in today's contest. Beggs out of the windup and the pitch. Line shot to the shortstop, Riley Mahan on a hop. Throws across the infield. The throw off the line, and tagging at first is Chris Shaw. David Harris was trying to dodge the tag as the throw took Shaw off the bag, but a no-go as Harris is out number 1 in this inning. Here comes Alex Crosby. Crosby, a 3-hit game in the series opener. So far today, just a single in 1 plate appearance. A .340 hitter, top 3 in the Atlantic League in batting average here in the young season. From the left side. Fastball in there for a called strike, and quickly behind in the count is Alex Crosby. No balls and 2 strikes. Crosby wears number 15 on the back of that red jersey. Beggs on his way home with the pitch. It's a called strike number 3. And mentioned Dustin Beggs found struggles early, but has now set down 6 straight Blue Crabs. Here comes Zach Collier. Collier walked in his first time up. It's the only walk from either side so far in this game. 4-1 Blue Crabs on top here in the 3rd inning as the first pitch misses just a touch outside for ball number 1. For as good as Collier is defensively, he is a star on the offensive end as well. Ranked top 3 in the Atlantic League in 2021 in a plethora of categories, including on base percentage and slugging percentage. Carlos Castro adjusting his shin guards back behind the dish as Zach Collier awaits the 2-0 delivery. Fastball in there for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. As for Dustin Beggs, who evens the count at 2-2, he's already thrown 60 pitches in this game, compared to Daryl Thompson's 18 pitches. Fastball swung on and missed, and back-to-back strikeouts for Dustin Beggs, who set down 7 straight Blue Crabs after allowing 4 runs in the first inning. That brings us into the bottom of the 3rd, and when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network, it's 8-9-1, 2 up for the Genomes.
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you need a win on the road, don't get left stranded. Make AAA part of your roster, and you'll always have someone on deck ready to get you home. AAA also offers car care, insurance, and travel services, and has stores conveniently located for Blue Crabs fans in Brandywine, Crofton, and Alexandria. Don't forget to ask them about membership discounts for military and first responders. Please visit AAA.com to learn more or to find a AAA location near you.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Luke Becker, the second baseman for the Genomes, leads off their third inning of offense. Becker, the eighth hitter in this Genomes lineup. 8-9-1 due up. That means Luke Becker, Felix P.A., and Riley Mahan. Becker swings over the first pitch. Thompson offers here to start off this bottom of the third. Daryl out of the windup on his way home with his second pitch. Fastball just misses inside. Counted a ball and a strike. Thompson on his way home with the 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed. Daryl bringing the heat a little today. Topped out at 89 miles an hour on the fastball. Four to 1 the score. Southern Maryland on top. No errors in this game from either side as a line drive is hit into left field right into the glove of Matt Hibbert for out number one. Again, that's what you can expect to see early and often from Daryl Thompson. He's not a guy that's going to try to strike people out. He often pitches to contact and finds ways to get batters to get themselves out with tons of soft contact and a lot of pop-outs. Felix P.A. comes up to the dish. The left-handed hitting MLB veteran faces Thompson and lofts one over our heads here in the press box for strike number one. Another foul ball up towards us in the press box. Quickly down in the count is Felix P.A. at no balls and two strikes. P.A. awaiting the 0-2 pitch from Thompson. Perched atop the mound with the glove in front of his face. P.A. calls time, and Thompson will have to reset on the mound. Daryl with a sub-3 ERA on the season offers the 0-2 pitch that's slapped back into the netting. Fastball outside, and it's ball number one of this count. Here comes Thompson with the 1-2. Chasing is Felix P.A., who swings through strike number three. The second Genomes out of this bottom of the third inning. That brings up Riley Mahan, who lined out to the second baseman Ruby Silva back in the first inning. Mahan's batting average still north of 450, a healthy lead in terms of Atlantic League batting average, way above anybody else across this league. Soft chopper to the left side. Crosby fields on a hop. throws across the infield for a quick out number 3, and Daryl Thompson has retired all but one batter that he's faced today. It was a solo shot from Moises Sierra in the first inning. But outside of that, Thompson has been nothing short of perfect. When we come back, the Blue Crabs up to the plate for the middle third of this contest on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by All Pawn and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
Welcome back inside Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra here with you from Lexington, Kentucky, live on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network as your 12-2 Southern Maryland Blue Crabs try to win yet another series. Braxton Lee, the first man up to the plate. Hard grounder over towards the second baseman, Luke Becker, who fields and fires to first for a one pitch out number one, I should say. Here comes Austin Rye, who had a big-time hit in his last time up. In fact, it gave the Blue Crabs, according to Baseball Savant, a 13% chance of winning, 13% chance better of winning this contest. It was a bloop single into right field that scored 2 runs, giving Southern Maryland a 4-0 lead at the time before the Genomes responded with a Moises Sierra solo shot in the bottom of the first. Ball number 2 off the plate. Rye, the backstop for the Blue Crabs today, lines up in the back of the right-handed batter's box and watches strike number 1 cross. Rye spent the 2021 campaign split across the AA level in addition to the American Association. Originally was a third-round draft pick in the 2015 MLB draft, selected 81st overall by the Boston Red Sox. The 2-1 swung on and missed, maybe got a piece of it as the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Really a beautiful day here in Lexington, Kentucky. Rye with a .250 batting average on the season. He has been on a tear of late. Dustin Beggs in his 4th inning of action. Out of the windup, here comes the pitch. Slider misses outside, and it's ball number 4 as Austin Rye reaches once more. Here comes Michael Baca, a 118 hitter on the season, struck out his last time up. Takes the first pitch from Dustin Beggs on the outside corner. Quickly, the count, no balls and a strike. Pickoff move to first, not in time. It's the fifth pickoff attempt for Dustin Beggs so far in this contest. Ground ball to the left side. This could be two. Paredes to Becker, who fires to first for out number 3. Despite walking the second batter of this inning, it's another 1-2-3 frame for Dustin Beggs on the 5-4-3 double play. We're through 4, should say 3.5 here in Lexington, Kentucky. When we return, the Genomes get a chance to bat in the bottom of the 4th on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
This is David Harris, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Daryl Thompson here on the road, back out for his 4th inning of work. Thompson has been just short of perfect to this point in the contest. Finds himself having allowed just one base runner. It was Moises Sierra who blasted a solo home run over the left center field fence back in the bottom of the 1st inning. And here comes Jimmy Paredes to lead things off in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch right there for strike number 1. It'll be called, and the count 0-1. Paredes, an MLB veteran, hit a solo shot back in game number 1 of this series. Fouls one to the right side and quickly behind in the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Paredes, a switch hitter who awaits the 0-2 pitch from Thompson. Trying to get him to chase, but no bite from the MLB veteran. Thompson, an MLB veteran in his own right, appeared at the highest level of baseball in 2008. He made his MLB debut at Yankee Stadium as a member of the Cincinnati Reds. As this time, Paredes chases the off-speed on the outside corner. Falling behind is another strikeout victim of Daryl Thompson's here in this 4th inning of action. That brings up Moises Sierra. Sierra, we mentioned just a moment ago, hit a solo home run in his first trip to the plate. This time, first pitch swinging straight up in the air. Austin Rye might just run out of room, and he does. It becomes a souvenir in the stands. And a gentleman picked it up and gave it to a kid. Just past the protective netting. Rye had about 5 feet left before getting to that ball. The count, no balls and a strike. Thompson working quickly, comes back with a curveball that Moises Sierra is way ahead of into foul territory once again. Plenty of souvenirs today so far in this ball game. Sierra has caught fire of late, was hitless in his first 2 games of the season, but in games number 3 and 4, he is 4 for 6. Won't get one this time, though. A dribbler to the right side, scooped up by Ruby Silva, who tosses to first for out number 2. Here comes Chris Shaw. Shaw grounded out to the first baseman, Jared Walker, his first time up. That was the 3rd out of the first inning. Thompson trying to make him a victim once more. Daryl working quickly as always, lining up on the third base side of the rubber, and the pitch. Right there for a called strike, working the outside edge, is the right-handed Thompson. Daryl on his way home with the 0-1. Another pitch right on the outside edge. And if you're a hitter that tries to be selective with what you're going to swing at, you won't find much success against Thompson. He'll spot up just about every time. The 0-2. Curveball swung on and missed, and Thompson with another strikeout fanned 2 batters here in this top, make that bottom half of the 4th inning. 3 strikeouts on the game. We will take one more quick break and be right back for the top of the 5th here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by All Pawn and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Take things into the top of the 5th here on Mother's Day 2022. Like to take a second to give a special shout out to my own mother, the best in the world, Laura Banstra, here on this Mother's Day. Thank you for everything. Dustin Beggs into his 5th inning of work, found struggles in inning number 1, allowing 4 Blue Crabs to score, but has been tremendous ever since. As Matt Hibbert sees the first pitch and fouls it towards the backstop for strike number 1. Top of the 5th inning, Southern Maryland on top 4-1. 5 runs scored in total back in that first inning. 4 from Southern Maryland, another 1 from the Genomes. Those are all the runs that we've seen so far in today's contest. So far, Daryl Thompson, 4 innings, 1 hit allowed. It was a solo home run as Matt Hibbert watches a ball cross. 1-2 goes the count. Thompson with no walks and 3 strikeouts. As for Dustin Beggs to this point, 4 innings worked, has allowed 4 hits, 4 runs all earned. As Hibbert lofts one into right field, shouldn't be a problem in right for Moises Sierra, who gloves it for out number 1 despite a little bit of difficulty. Ruby Silva on his way to the dish. Silva in his first time up singled and later scored on a Jared Walker RBI double. First pitch of this at bat, a called strike number 1. Ruby 1 for 2 today after grounding out to the second baseman his last time up. This time a hard line drive into shallow left field, and Silva with his second hit of the day. Ruby stays scorching hot with this 2-3 start to the contest, and it brings up Jared Walker, the left-handed power hitter. He doubled home a run and later scored back in the first inning, lined out to the right fielder in Moises Sierra his last time up. Dustin Beggs, 0-1 on the season, trying to get his first win. Trailing, though, in this game are the Genomes by a score of 4-1. Change up on its way to Jared Walker, misses low and away. Just about an hour and 10 minutes into this contest, already into the top of the 5th. Pickoff move to first. That is the 5th time that Dustin Beggs has attempted to pick off Ruby Silva in this ball game. Silva couldn't have been more than 2 steps off of first base. He's not even at the artificial cut of the grass. He goes on this pitch, though. Walker swinging as well. A hit and run attempt spoiled by a foul ball as the count evens at a ball and a strike. Silva will take his time getting back to first. Jared Walker steps back into the dish. Walker, a .283 hitter on the season. Already with a ribby in this contest. Hefty swing and an elevated fastball. And the count of ball and 2 strikes. Jared Walker rocking the pink arm sleeve in addition to the pink batting gloves here on Mother's Day 2022. A ball and 2 strikes the count with Silva at first. A small lead over there, awaiting the Beggs delivery. Fastball just a touch off the plate as the count evens at a ball to make that 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away and a runner at first. It's Ruby Silva. Awaiting on deck is David Harris with Alex Crosby in the hole should we need it. Yet another pickoff move over to first as Silva has to dive back in head first for the 6th time here in this game. A whopping 7 pickoffs from Dustin Beggs, none of which have been successful. In addition, Southern Maryland has not even attempted or does not have an official stolen base attempt in this game. A couple of hit and runs they've tried. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count to Jared Walker, who's trying to work a walk or put one in play here in the top of the 5th. Walker spent 6 years in the Los Angeles Dodgers organization, same team that drafted him. The 3-2, Silva goes on the pitch, won't matter much. I believe, in fact, that was a pitch out. There was 3 balls there, and that very well may have been a pitch out. I say that because Dustin Beggs looks awfully confused with his catcher in Carlos Castro, who immediately snapped the throw down to second. Not quite what you were looking for if you're Mark Minikazi and the Genomes. It goes down as ball number 4, and now runners on first and second with the cleanup man, David Harris, on his way to the dish. That's not something that you're going to see every day, folks. 3 walks in this game now for Dustin Beggs. Has also allowed 5 Blue Crabs hits. Runners on first and second with David Harris up to the dish. Well struck to the left side. That ball's going to be extra bases. Off the left field fence, 1 Blue Crab will score. They'll send the second. It'll be a foot race from Jared Walker, and the ball beats him by a mile. Only 1 Blue Crab will score on the RBI double from David Harris. 2 outs now in the inning, but Southern Maryland picks up a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 5th. Strong throw and a better relay with Felix P.A. to Riley Mahan. And that brings up the 5th Blue Crab in the lineup. Give you a look at the left-handed hitting. Crosby, a .333 hitter on the season, 1 home run, 14 RBIs. First pitch swinging is Crosby. This ball just evades fair territory. Bouncing foul over towards the right side. And the count, no balls and a strike. Two away, a runner at second. Southern Maryland scored their first run in this inning since the first inning. The Blue Crabs put up a quartet in the first. The Genomes responded with one of their own as Crosby rips one foul down the first baseline, right on it, but just a touch early. A deep breath for Alex Crosby, who steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Couple of check swings preparing for Dustin Beggs, 0-2. Beggs with a long look home before he steps off. Crosby so far in this contest 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. The 0-2 driven into right center field, but right at the center fielder in Anderson Miller, who takes 5 steps to his left and snags it out of thin air for out number 3. Southern Maryland gets another across in this top of the 5th inning. 5-1 Blue Crabs halfway through this game. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
To the second half of this ball game we go. Live from Wild Health Field, Andrew Banstra on the call with you on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Getting started in the bottom of the 5th, Daryl, through his first 4 innings of work, has only thrown 38 pitches, 7 of which have missed the strike zone. 4 innings of work, just 1 hit allowed, 1 run it was earned, no walks and 3 strikeouts as Castro chases an elevated fastball, swings and misses for strike number 2. Thompson, a vintage performance here on a Sunday afternoon, but what else would you expect from the back-to-back Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year? Going for his 3rd straight, that would be a first in Atlantic League history. He would also become the first pitcher to have 3 total Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year awards. The wins haven't been there for Thompson so far this year. As a bleeder to the left side, gets in front of Alex Crosby, fire across the infield, not in time, and that's how the Genomes get their second base hit of this contest. Castro was able to leg it out, and an early base runner here in the 5th inning is rewarded to the Genomes. No outs and a runner on. Thompson to work out of the stretch for the first time in this game. We mentioned that only one base runner had reached before Castro. That was Moises Sierra, who lofted a solo shot back in the 1st inning. So Thompson out of the stretch with the pitch. It's in there for a called strike to Anderson Miller, who watches it go by. 3:26 local time here in Lexington, Kentucky. We are in the Eastern time zone. The pitch, soft chopper to the right side. This could be 2. Instead, Silva opts for the easy out. Goes to first with the force out to get one away here in the bottom of the 5th. Likely a good move there by Silva. The out at second was not at all guaranteed. And after that, the double play was certainly not guaranteed. So you get the sure out with one away now here in the top. Make that the bottom half of the 5th inning in Lexington, Kentucky. Here comes Wellington Dotel, a 171 hitter here on the young season, as Carlos Castro takes a lead from second. Thompson, a look back and the pitch, chasing a fastball at the bottom of the strike zone. Wellington Dotel in his second plate appearance, lined out to the center fielder Zach Collier his first time up. Steps out, readjusts the batting gloves, standing in the right-handed batter's box with his right back pocket hanging out. And I gotta be honest, folks, it seems like a weird look, but it's a look I like. It's unique and it's distinctive and it's his own. As Collier backs up into center field, gloving this ball. No run from Carlos Castro. And now 2 away. That brings up Luke Becker. Becker lined out to the left fielder Matt Hibbert in his first time up. This is second plate appearance. Thompson very efficient with his pitches so far. Generally, it's a pretty remarkable feat if you're able to stay at about 10 pitches per inning. That's what you would ask for in an ideal world out of a pitcher. Thompson is under that average as we currently sit. Mentioned that Daryl is not trying to strike batters out. He tells us he's not looking for strikeouts. He's trying to let batters put it into play, but he does so with strategy. He tries to put it in a place that the batter really can't do much with it. That's why you'll see him working low and away constantly. Daryl offers a pitch high to the left side. This ball's got a chance if it's fair, and it just stays inside the left field foul pole for a 2-run home run from Luke Becker, making this a much more interesting game, and a rare misstep by Daryl Thompson allows the Genomes to cut the Crabs' lead to 2 here in a 5-3 contest on a Sunday matinee at Wild Health Field. As for Luke Becker, that's his second home run of the year, giving him 6 RBIs. As Felix P.A. steps up to the dish from the left side, awaiting Thompson's delivery. Fastball in there for a called strike. Daryl unfazed after the 2-run bomb. His team has given him some room to work with after 4 runs scored in the top of the first inning. Nubber off the end of the bat, dribbling towards the second baseman, Ruby Silva, who fires to first for out number 3. 2 come across to score on a 2-run home run from Luke Becker here in this bottom of the 5th inning. We take it to the top of the 6th. When we return, Southern Maryland looks to extend upon their lead on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
This is David Harris, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Zach Collier leads things off here in the top of the 6th inning. A ton of Atlantic League action across the board today. There had to be, considering on Friday night, the Genomes and the Blue Crabs were the only two teams to play. Last night, the Crabs and the Genomes played once more, as did the Dirty Birds and the Lexington Legends in a doubleheader. But once again, all other games were postponed. A absolute boatload of games today, 8 of them in the Atlantic League. We have 3 doubleheaders going on today. The Legends and the Dirty Birds will play tonight as a bleeder to the right side escapes fair territory, and it'll be called strike number 2. The Dirty Birds will host the Legends at 5:05 p.m. this evening. The Long Island Ducks will host the Lancaster Barnstormers for a twin bill here this afternoon, as a line shot gets over the second baseman Luke Becker's head for a leadoff single. As Collier picks up a base hit to lead off the 6th inning of action. In addition to the Ducks doubleheader, the Ferry Hawks are also hosting the Honey Hunters for a doubleheader. That began at 2 p.m. as Beggs attempts yet another pickoff. The York Revolution, in addition to that, are hosting a doubleheader against the High Point Rockers this afternoon. Give you scoring updates on those games as we get them. Braxton Lee shows bunt, lays down a beauty. Right back to the pitcher, Dustin Beggs, and the throw gets over the first baseman, Chris Shaw's head. Fielding it in right is the second baseman, Becker, but it won't matter as that ball got out of play, allowing Braxton Lee to advance to second, Zach Collier to advance to third, and just like that, Southern Maryland has a great scoring opportunity with no outs and runners at second and third here in this top half of the 6th inning. Goes down as a base hit single for Braxton Lee, but an error advances him to second base. The Crabs with their 7th and 8th hits in this game here in the top of the 6th inning, and Austin Rye up to the plate. A 5-3 Blue Crabs lead as Rye steps into the right-handed batter's box and takes ball number 1 inside. Rye was already a big contributor in this contest. He singled in 2 runs in the first inning before walking his last time up. Rye gives it a ride to the left side. That'll score 1 run. Ray Ortega is going to send Braxton Lee home. Testing the arm once more of Felix P.A. And Braxton Lee gets his foot under the slide. The ball beat him by about 4 feet, but a brilliantly placed slide from Braxton Lee brings around 2 more Crabs to score. A 7-3 advantage here in the top of the 6th inning. Austin Rye, have yourself a day. How about 4 RBIs in addition to 2 singles and a walk? And Rye might have just forced Dustin Beggs out of this game. Mark Minikazi makes the call to the bullpen, and that'll be the end of the road for Dustin Beggs. 7 Blue Crabs runs allowed, and he's still on the hook for the man at second. Give you all the information you need to know on the newcomer into this game when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by All Pawn and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by, and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
Newcomer into the mound, William Kerwin. It'll be the second time that we've seen Kerwin here in this series. He made an appearance in the opener, and the end of the road has come for the starter in Dustin Beggs. Can't give you the final line on him quite yet, as he's still accountable for the runner that stands at second base in Austin Rye. Michael Baca up to the dish. First pitch he sees is in there for a strike from William Kerwin. Kerwin with a 7.36 ERA here in this 2022 season. The right-handed reliever has made 5 appearances to this point in the year. 7 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 of which were earned. Elevated fastball evades the strike zone as the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Last year was Kerwin's first year as a professional. In 2021 with the Gastonia Honey Hunters, he went 6-8 with an 8.68 ERA, appeared in 28 games while starting 16 of those. This pitch misses just inside, and the count 2 balls and a strike in favor of the batsman, Michael Baca. A sunny day, couple of clouds in sight, but really a beautiful day for baseball. Wearing those baby blue jerseys from head to toe are the Genomes as Baca rips one into left field. That'll get down for extra bases. Austin Rye rounding third, coming around to score as Baca soars into second standing as he drives home the 8th Blue Crabs run of this contest. We can now give you the final line on Dustin Beggs, the right-handed starter for the Genomes today. 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts for the right-hander as the Crabs flip it back to the top of the lineup. And Southern Maryland, after having their 12-game win streak snapped yesterday, are right back where they left off. This is a team that had a magical start to the season, lost on opening day right here at Wild Health Field on April 21st, just to rattle off 12 consecutive wins. It's a franchise record for consecutive wins, franchise record for a start to the season, as Matt Hibbert assumes the right-handed batter's box. A look back to second from Kerwin. Baca with a healthy lead at second, as Hibbert takes a pitch down low for strike number 1. Meanwhile, Daryl Thompson has pitched 5 innings, allowing 3 hits, 3 runs all earned. 2 home runs have been the culprits of those run-scoring efforts from the Genomes. A trio of strikeouts, no walks for Thompson, as a nubber gets through the right side of the infield. And again, Ray Ortega is going to send the runner. The throw's off the line. The hand just gets in there. What a slide from Michael Baca, who appears to have injured his finger on that play. Comes away limping in pain, but did score the 9th Blue Crabs run of this game thanks to an RBI single from Matt Hibbert, his first hit of the day. Southern Maryland scorching hot here on a Sunday afternoon. Many would say the Crabs are indeed hot. Ruby Silva steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Southern Maryland already in this game with 11 hits. Incredibly for the Blue Crabs, they have not had that many hits in their last 5 games. Prior to that, however, in the first 8 games of Southern Maryland's win streak, they averaged 10 runs a game, and the Crabs are getting back to where they were. Maybe they needed that loss to break things up. 9-3 the score, Southern Maryland on top in the 6th inning. Fastball just misses inside. 2 balls and a strike the count. Silva already with 2 hits in this ball game. Couple of singles, one in the first, another in the 5th. Ruby awaiting Kerwin's delivery. Lofts it into shallow left center field. This ball's got a chance and it finds artificial turf. A high bounce does not allow the runners to advance any more than that. And now runners on first and second. Southern Maryland with a dozen hits already in this contest. 3 of them coming from Ruby Silva. A trio of singles for the Cuba native, and still no outs here in this top of the 6th inning. Here comes Jared Walker to the left side, trying to extend this Crabs lead even further. Southern Maryland put 4 on the board in the top half of the first inning. The Genomes responded with one of their own back in the bottom of the first. Here comes Jared Walker. First pitch down low for ball number 1. Walker, the 7th Blue Crabs batter of the inning, in his 4th plate appearance, just in the 6th inning of this game. He's walked once, lined out to the right fielder in the 2nd inning, and also drove in a run on a RBI double back in the 1st. Kerwin a look back to second, healthy lead out there, as Walker drives one to left center field, likely too high to get out of here, and drifting way to his right is the center fielder Anderson Miller. Matt Hibbert drew the throw but will retreat to second base, and one away finally for the Genomes here in this top half of the 6th. 9-3 Southern Maryland on top here in the early going. Here comes the DH, David Harris. David Harris up to the dish, right on right matchup. Kerwin a look back to second in the pitch. Harris takes an elevated fastball for ball number 1. So we mentioned in the top of the first, Southern Maryland scored 4. The first of those came on a Jared Walker RBI double. Alex Crosby brought another run home before Austin Rye singled in a pair. Pitch misses outside, 2 balls, no strikes. In the bottom of the first, Moises Sierra hit his first home run of the year. Blasted it off of Daryl Thompson. 2 at the time, make it a 4-1 Blue Crabs lead. The next form of scoring came from David Harris, who doubled in a run in the top of the 5th inning, giving the Blue Crabs at the time a 5-1 lead. Harris sees this pitch miss upstairs, 3-0 goes the count. Luke Becker hit a 2-run home run, his second bomb of the year, back in the bottom half of the 5th inning to make it a 2-run game before the Blue Crabs put up yet another 4 spot here in this top of the 6th. 1 away, and David Harris sees the first strike of the at-bat. 3-1 the count. The scoring in this inning started with an Austin Rye 2 RBI single before Michael Baca doubled home Austin Rye and Matt Hibbert brought home Baca. Hibbert stands at second, Silva at first, as ball number 4 evades the strike zone, and Southern Maryland loads the bases with just 1 out, and Alex Crosby strolling up to the dish. Alex Crosby, the 9th Blue Crabs batsman to come up in this frame. Crosby 1 for 3 today, singled in his first at bat. To give you a reference after this pitch, Crosby flies to the left side. Felix PA coming under it. Matt Hibbert looks like he went just a touch early, so he'll retreat to third base. And the 9th batter of this Blue Crabs 6th inning goes down for out number 2. So that brings up Zach Collier, who led off this inning for Southern Maryland. Collier readjusts the batting gloves and comes up to the plate. Second time in this inning. The left-handed hitting outfielder for Southern Maryland, 1 for 2 in this game, also walked. That 1 hit came earlier in this inning when he singled and later scored. All but 1 Blue Crab in this game have already scored a run. As this one foul tip back into the protective netting for the first strike. The only person to not score in this game for Southern Maryland is Matt Hibbert, who stands 90 feet away from being the 10th run of this contest for Southern Maryland. Collier taps home plate with his bat. Couple of check swings as William Kerwin comes set for the 0-1 pitch. On its way from the right-hander. High and inside fastball swung on and missed. And now behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. To give you a reference as to how efficient Daryl Thompson has been today, through 5 innings, he's thrown just 49 pitches. William Kerwin, on the other hand, has recorded just 2 outs, and it's taken him 20 pitches to do so. Kerwin's pitch, elevated fastball, swung on and missed, and the Crabs will leave the bases juice despite scoring 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Southern Maryland on top 9-3 as we head into the bottom of the 6th on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com.
This is Andrew Riceno, and you are listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Into the bottom of the sixth we go here in Lexington, Kentucky. Top of the lineup up for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. First pitch swinging is Riley Mahan. High fly to the left side, almost getting out of play, and it does. Matt Hibbert reached into some shrubbery down the left field line, but just ran out of the room as the ball disappeared into a bush. Strike number one is what it will go down as. Southern Maryland with 12 hits in this game compared to just a trio from the Genomes. 9-3 the score here in the bottom half of the sixth. Southern Maryland with a bulk of their runs coming in the top of the first and the top of the sixth. 4 in each of those frames to accompany one fifth-inning run for the Blue Crabs. Thompson with a classic Daryl Thompson performance. Efficient with his pitches while getting batters out at a high clip. The count of 1-2 strikes from the right-hander. Facing off against Riley Mahan. Mahan, the Atlantic League leader in batting average, all the way up at .450. Thompson's pitch, elevated fastball, escapes from the glove of Austin Rye. Mahan not going anywhere. Of course, with the Atlantic League MLB rule changes, if a ball gets away from the catcher on any count, you can just take first base. Daryl Thompson back onto the mound. Here comes the 2-2. Fouling it off once more is Mahan, who won't give up in this battle of wits. The 2-2 on its way. Curveball ripped into left field. Matt Hibbert with a dive, and it gets past him. Hibbert took the gamble of trying to get to that baseball, but was unable to get there before a bounce and a skip right past him, and a leadoff double from Riley Mahan to get things started here in the bottom half of the sixth. Daryl Thompson back onto the mound after the leadoff double from Riley Mahan. Bottom of the sixth action. Southern Maryland looking for another series win. Have not lost a series all year. Curveball on the first pitch to Jimmy Paredes. Catches the zone, and the count 0-1. Thompson has really relied on the fastball today, an individual that turns to the off speed early and often, like you just saw him do to Jimmy Paredes. as one's ripped down the first base line. A dive from Jared Walker, flipping to a covering Daryl Thompson for out number one. That very well could have been an RBI double or triple, but Walker flashes the leather and records out number one. As we mentioned, Thompson generally throws about a third of his pitches as off speeds and about a fifth of them as curveballs. Here today, he's thrown 57 pitches, 45 of them have been fastballs, half a dozen changeups, half a dozen curveballs. Moises Sierra into the right-handed batter's box. He's been on a tear in these last couple of games and drills one foul to left field. In the opener, just Sierra's second game of the season, Sierra went 1 for 4. Last night, Moises Sierra went 3 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. And so far in this game, he already has a solo home run. Thompson out of the stretch, the pitch. A little nubber past a diving Daryl Thompson allows the run to score. That, too, is vintage Daryl Thompson as he comes up with an ear-to-ear grin. 4 runs now have scored. And that is the first time in this game for the Genomes that a run has scored in a different fashion than a home run. Hit a solo shot in the first. Luke Becker had a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 5th. And now the RBI 4-3 putout. Chris Shaw, the man at the dish. Shaw so far in this game 0 for 2. A ground out to Jared Walker at first base to accompany a strikeout back in the 4th. Strike number 2 called as Thompson pumps in the heat. As good as Daryl's been today, really allowing more than 3 runs is not usual for Thompson. Anything other than a quality start is somewhat of an outlier for Daryl Thompson. A ball and 2 strikes the count from the right-handed La Plata native. Here comes the pitch. Another one through the right side of the infield. Jared Walker has been targeted early and often by Genomes batters, has flashed the leather time and time again, but that gets through as the Genomes' 5th hit of this contest. Here comes Carlos Castro after the Chris Shaw single. Castro 1 for 2 today with a run scored. Last night attempted to score another run before he was cut down by Braxton Lee in right field. Right on right matchup. Carlos Castro awaiting the first pitch. A foul tick. Back into the backstop in the count 0-1. 9 Blue Crabs runs on 12 hits and a Genomes error. Wild Health with 4 runs and 5 hits, no Blue Crabs errors. Southern Maryland led by 3 Ruby Silva singles. And Austin Rye with a big-time day as well. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored, a walk, and 4 RBIs. A season high for Austin Rye. Castro awaiting the 0-2 delivery from Daryl Thompson, who's trying to get out of this 6th inning of action. Thompson on his way. Big looping curveball sky high to the left side. Calling off the third baseman is the shortstop Michael Baca, who grabs it in foul territory for out number 3. We're 2/3 of the way through this contest right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Stick with us. We'll be right back with more Blue Crabs baseball.
All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by Alpine and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
A new arm onto the mound for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. It's Luis Guzman, who assumes the mound, the southpaw, the third Wild Health pitcher of this contest. Guzman began his professional career in foreign rookie ball with the Colorado Rockies organization in 2013, played with them through 2017. He then took 4 years off of baseball before returning to America's pastime in 2021 with the Charleston Dirty Birds. 33 appearances in 2021 with a 3.86 ERA. He's been even better here to start the 2022 season. Finds himself with a 1.69 ERA in 5 appearances so far. A slow, methodical windup from Guzman leads to a first pitch ball to Braxton Lee. First pitch to Lee, make that the second, in there for a strike. Lee so far in this contest, 1 for 3. He had a bunt single and later scored his last time up. Fastball inside for ball number 2. Guzman working about as far over towards the first base side of the rubber as he possibly can. The pitch on its way. Inside, it misses, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike to Braxton Lee. Lee went 0 for 4 in the series opener before punching 2 doubles last night. Extended to a 2-game hit streak with a single earlier today, sky high to right field. Probably playable for Moises Sierra, who gets under it and snags it for out number 1. That brings up the 8th Blue Crab in the batting order here in Sunday's matinee at Wild Health Field. It's Austin Rye approaching the right-handed batter's box. Rye has had a breakout day here this afternoon. 2 for 2, has also drawn a walk while driving in 4 runs. Rye red hot at the plate. The former Boston Red Sox farmhand awaiting Guzman's first pitch that gets past the outstretched glove of Carlos Castro. Austin Rye was hitless in his first 4 games of this 2022 season, but has been on fire ever since. He is 4 for his last 8 at the plate with 5 RBIs. Takes a fastball upstairs that misses for ball number 2. Awaiting on deck the final batter in the Blue Crabs lineup, Michael Baca. In the hole, the leadoff man in Matt Hibbert. 2 balls and no strikes. A .308 hitter on the year is Austin Rye, and the pitch. A fastball that just misses the zone. And falling behind in the count, 3 balls and no strikes is Luis Guzman. Daryl Thompson potentially to be relieved for the 7th inning of action, but the pitch count awfully low. Just 66 pitches for Daryl. Strike number 1 in there. Thompson to this point in the game, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 4 runs all earned, no walks and 3 strikeouts. Dustin Beggs got the start for the Genomes. He is in line for the loss as Rye takes ball number 4 off the plate. Beggs went 5 innings, allowing 9 hits, 8 runs all earned, a trio of walks to accompany 5 strikeouts. William Kerwin came in for the 6th inning of action for the Genomes. He went 1 inning, allowing 3 hits and a run, walked 1 while striking out another, and then Luis Guzman, the new man, onto the mound. The 3 Genomes pitchers combined to have thrown just about exactly 2 times the amount of pitches that Daryl Thompson has today. Thompson has thrown 66 pitches today. 56 of them have crossed the strike zone. Baca awaiting the pitch from Guzman outside, and it's ball number 2. Left on right matchup, Guzman with Austin Rye leading off of first base. The southpaw on his way with the pitch. In there for a strike, Baca takes, and the count 2-1. Southern Maryland 6 for 13 with runners in scoring position today. A remarkable record as Guzman with a look to first comes set. The pitch. Baca rips it to the right side. Moises Sierra with a long run, and he just barely tracks it down. What a catch by the right fielder, robbing Michael Baca of extra bases as Austin Rye is able to return to first base. 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Nice catch and right by Moises Sierra. 9-4, Blue Crabs lead as Matt Hibbert assumes the right-handed batter's box. Hibbert so far in this game, 1 for 4. Singled a run home his last time up. That was in the 6th inning. Here we are in the top of the 7th. A runner at first and the pitch. Showing bunt is Hibbert. Pulls back, ball number 1. Hibbert from the right-handed batter's box. Rye with a small lead off of first and the pitch. A sinker in there for a called strike, evens the count at 1-1. Southern Maryland with a 12-2 record to start this 2022 season. The Genomes 5-10 after their win last night, presenting today's rubber match. A Sunday matinee from Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky. And the pitch, a curveball in there for a strike. 1-2 goes the count. Exactly 2 hours into this contest, as we've just entered the final third, top of the seventh action, 2 away, 1 on with a 1-2 count to Matt Hibbert. Southern Maryland returns home for a 6-game homestand beginning on Tuesday. And the pitch, downstairs for ball number 2. Last season for the Blue Crabs, Matt Hibbert, a .270 batter with a .423 on base percentage. He's in his 11th season of professional baseball, his second in the Atlantic League, and his second with the Blue Crabs. Hibbert also led the Atlantic League in hit by pitches in 2021. The pitch from Guzman, a curveball, elevated, swung on and missed, and that brings us to the 7th inning stretch. Grab something to eat and something to wash it down with. We'll be right back on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you need a win on the road, don't get left stranded. Make AAA part of your roster, and you'll always have someone on deck ready to get you home. AAA also offers car care, insurance, and travel services, and has stores conveniently located for Blue Crabs fans in Brandywine, Crofton, and Alexandria. Don't forget to ask them about membership discounts for military and first responders. Please visit AAA.com to learn more or to find a AAA location near you.
Daryl Thompson out for his 7th inning of action, has only thrown 66 pitches. Pitch number 67 starts off Anderson Miller here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hope you were able to stretch your legs a little bit. Grab something to eat and drink during the 7th inning stretch. Softly hit blooper over towards the left side. Alex Crosby on a slide, and it bounces off the tip of his glove. The thing that you'll notice about Daryl Thompson, though, a veteran in this game in his 10th year in the Atlantic League, he doesn't really let anything faze him. Some pitchers might be frustrated right there if Crosby isn't able to catch that ball. Thompson, on the other hand, you can see that patented ear-to-ear grin no matter what happens. He's a guy that's able to brush things off his shoulder. And in my opinion, one of the reasons he's able to play so long in professional baseball, that and his tremendous ability as one bounces right off the windows of the press box here at Wild Health Field. Good thing we've got these windows as Thompson steps back onto the mound. The 1-2. Fastball outside, called strike number 3. Thompson rings up Anderson Miller for the first out of the bottom of the 7th inning. A vintage performance from Daryl Thompson, despite allowing 4 runs, which again is an outlier for Daryl. 3 of the runs scored by the Genomes today have come via the home run. Just 5 hits allowed for Thompson through 6 1/3 innings. First pitch in there for a called strike to Wellington Dotel. A longtime member of the York Revolution, Wellington Dotel. Swing and a miss on strike number 2. Back in 2015 with the now defunct Bridgeport Bluefish, Wellington Dotel posted the best Atlantic League single-season batting average in league history. Wellington Dotel back into the right-handed batter's box. Thompson out of the windup on his way home. Fastball chopped back up the middle. Daryl does a backward somersault and a little flip over to first, underhanded. It's one of the most sneaky athletic plays that you're going to see in today's contest. Daryl making it look easy. 2 away here in the 7th. Thompson just having fun playing this ball game. Always is. One of the more fun individuals to watch. 36 years old is Daryl Thompson. The right-on-left matchup. First pitch swinging is Luke Becker, who homered his last time up. It's going to go down as a single into right field. Braxton Lee able to track it down. Here with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Thompson in his 19th season of professional baseball, making his 426th start at the professional level. As if 19 seasons wasn't enough, he also played 8 years in Venezuelan winter ball. Thompson still chucking here in the 7th, bottom half of it at Wild Health Field. First pitch swinging once again, line shot up the middle from Felix P.A., the 9th batter in this Genomes lineup. Back-to-back singles give the Genomes their 6th and 7th hits of the ballgame as the leadoff man, Riley Mahan, approaches the plate. That'll bring Stan Clyburn out of the dugout, and that may spell the end of the road for Daryl Thompson. Clyburn having a discussion with his pitching coach. Daryl trying to make his case to stay in the game, but Clyburn pulls the string, and that'll be the end of the road for the right-handed La Plata native. If we were at the Reagan Waldorf right now, everybody would be standing for the hometown hero. A little bit of that here today, but not a ton of it. A little bit of it here in the press box, but we'll take what we can get. When we come back, it's Bradley Roney on the mound for your Blue Crabs right here on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by All Pawn and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
Bradley Roney onto the mound for your Blue Crabs, relieving Daryl Thompson after 6 2/3 innings. Thompson still on the hook for the runners at first and second, and Bradley Roney out onto the mound to face off against Riley Mahan. Bradley Roney, 7 innings pitched this year in 7 appearances, 13 strikeouts for the right-hander. He's allowed just 3 hits in 7 innings while walking a quartet of batters. Roney's first pitch, a cutter upstairs that misses to Mahan, and the count 1-0. 9-4, Southern Maryland on top here on a Sunday matinee in Lexington, Kentucky. Bottom of the 7th, Roney back set once more. A look back to the runner at second and the pitch. Fastball elevated and outside the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. The whip at 1.00 for Roney. In the month of May, Roney has been especially good in 3 appearances, 3 innings, no hits, and 4 strikeouts. The right-hander set with the glove at the chest and the pitch, just a touch outside. 3 balls, no strikes to Riley Mahan. Roney trying to work back into this count. Mahan, a .459 batter, likely has the green light if he wants it. 3-0, green light is there, and it's fouled out of play to the left side. 3 balls and a strike the count from Bradley Roney, relieving Daryl Thompson after 6 2/3 innings. Roney was originally an 8th-round draft pick by the Atlanta Braves, has spent a majority of his career in the Braves organization. Right on left matchup, Roney on his way home with the pitch. Lined into left field, back goes Matt Hibbert. He's not going to be able to get to this one, and it's a 3-run home run from Riley Mahan, making this a 9-7 game. And folks, let me tell you, things just got a whole lot more interesting here at Wild Health Field. A 3-run blast from Riley Mahan makes this a 9-7 game, and we can now give you the final line on Daryl Thompson, who was accountable for the runners on second and third. Thompson went 6 2/3 innings, allowing 7 hits, 6 runs, the most that he's allowed since his 3rd start of the 2021 season. And the pitch. First pitch swinging is Jimmy Paredes, who hits it over our heads here in the press box. A high-scoring affair here in Lexington, Kentucky. 12 hits for the Blue Crabs compared to 8 for the Genomes. As Roney, with the bases clear, comes home with the 0-1. High fly into the right field area. No problem for Zach Collier, who comes over and gloves it for out number 3. The Genomes put across 3 runs on a 3-run shot from Riley Mahan as we take things into the top of the 8th inning when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
To the top of the 8th we go here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banster with you from Lexington, Kentucky, wrapping up this 3-game road trip against the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. Thrilled to be with you as the Crabs hold a 9-7 lead here in the top half of the 8th inning. 3 of those runs from the Genomes came in the bottom of the 6th. Make that the bottom of the 7th from a 3-run homer from Riley Mahan. A tight game here at Wild Health Field. Southern Maryland protecting a 2-run lead. Interestingly, we saw 5 runs in the first inning, 4 from Southern Maryland. Innings 2, 3, and 4 went scoreless from both sides. But we have seen a combined 8 runs in the last 3 innings of baseball. Tim Peterson, the new arm into the game, as Ruby Silva lofts one into left field. Can't get there. The center fielder, Anderson Miller. And how about it, Ruby Silva? A 3-hit day. I beg your pardon, that's 4 hits today for Ruby Silva, all of them singles. Not too bad of a Sunday afternoon for Ruby Silva, whose batting average creeps over .310 on the season, all the way up to .313. In a normal season, 4 hits at this point in the year would be a season best for any Blue Crab. But a couple of weeks ago, the man at the dish, Jared Walker, had a 5-hit game. Walker from the left side. Give you the new numbers, or the numbers on the newcomer into this game in Tim Peterson. Here in just a moment. We did see Peterson earlier in this series, making his 8th appearance of the year. We saw him last night. He's made 7 appearances this year. Peterson in 7 innings entering play has allowed just 1 hit, so Silva doubled that mark. No runs allowed from Peterson, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. Fastball in there for a called strike, 1-1 the count. Walker from the left side here on Mother's Day in Lexington, Kentucky. And the pitch. Walker fighting this pitch off. The count 1-2. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. And another special shout out to my own mother, Laura Banstra, here on 2022 Mother's Day, the best in the world. Thank you for everything. Walker from the left side. The count 1-2. Standing at first is Ruby Silva. The pitch from Tim Peterson will have to wait as Silva, they're going to try to pick him off once more. That's the 8th time in this ballgame that they've attempted to pick off Ruby Silva. He's been on the base paths quite a bit, though. 4 hits in this contest. No outs, 1 on. David Harris awaits on deck. Alex Crosby stands in the hole as Walker patiently awaits the 1-2 offering. His patience ran out as he calls time. Granted by our home plate umpire, and now Walker steps back in. From the first base side of the rubber, Tim Peterson with the 1-2. Driven down the first base line, but into foul territory, and will stay at a 1-2 strikes. In 2021, Walker spent a majority of the season with the Hickory Crawdads, the High A affiliate of the Texas Rangers. The pitch, a number to the right side. If it's fair, it's likely out number 1. Chris Shaw fields it after 5 hops and steps on first himself for out number 1. Top of the 8th inning here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra with you from Lexington, Kentucky, and the series finale of a 3-game set between your Blue Crabs and the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. Southern Maryland took game 1 of this series by a score of 8-2. That gave the Crabs at a time a 12-1 record and a 12-game win streak, the longest in franchise history. That was snapped, though, in last night's game. It was a 7-2 Wild Health Genomes victory with 5 runs scored in the 6th and 7th innings by the Genomes. Game 3, as Southern Maryland tries to stay perfect in series matchups this year, have not lost a series as a changeup is swung on and missed from David Harris. Harris, so far in today's game, reached on a drop third strike, grounded out, drove in a run on a double, and then walked in the 6th inning. Southern Maryland on top 9-7 with 13 hits to the Genomes' 8. No errors for Southern Maryland and 1 for Kentucky. Tim Peterson, a look back to second and the pitch. A check swing, getting a piece of it is David Harris, who falls behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Harris, a .280 hitter on the season. The Blue Crabs hitting .263 as a team. That's about middle of the pack in the Atlantic League this year. As Harris digs into the batter's box from the right side. Tim Peterson on the mound, the MLB veteran, with a look back to second and the pitch. Trying to pick off Ruby Silva once more at second base. As David Harris, I believe they called that strike number 3 just based off the way that Harris is walking off the field. I thought that was certainly ball number 1. But in fact, it's called strike number 3. Alex Crosby up to the dish here in the top of the 8th inning. A .321 hitter on the season. Swings through a sinker for strike number 1. Crosby 0 for 4 in this contest. I beg your pardon. 1 for 4. I believe he singled back in that first inning. He sure did. And Crosby, one of the better hitters in this Atlantic League in this 2022 campaign. Crosby also scored a run. The Blue Crabs have been contributing from the top to the bottom of the lineup. Every Blue Crab other than one has scored at least once. Setting up inside is the catcher Carlos Castro for the 0-2. Peterson's fastball just a hair inside. Alex Crosby, a member of the Great Britain national team for baseball, wears number 15 on the back of his jersey, patiently awaits the Tim Peterson 1-2 offering. From the left side, Crosby. Peterson, a look back to second. Silva goes on the pitch. Swinging at it is Alex Crosby, nearing our territory here in the press box and bouncing off the concourse for another foul ball. 9-7, Southern Maryland in the lead. The Crabs scored 4 runs back in the first inning, added another quartet in the 6th to accompany 1 run in the 5th. 2 away with a runner at second, a 1-2 count from Tim Peterson. Alex Crosby trying to extend this Blue Crabs lead that stands at just 2 runs. The Genomes have scored 6 runs in their last 3 innings of offense. And the pitch. Crosby takes an elevated fastball high. And now the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Silva at second with good speed. Anything into the outfield should score him. And Crosby awaiting the 2-2 pitch. Peterson on his way home. Sinker swung on and missed. Strike number 3 sends us into the bottom of the 8th inning. Southern Maryland still leading 9-7 on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com.
This is Andres Riceno, and you are listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Andres Briseño introduces himself into this new inning of baseball. Take you into the bottom of the 8th here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Stan Clyburn and Daryl Thompson have turned to the big guns. It's now a 2-run ball game, and Andres Briseño, the reigning Atlantic League pitcher, make that reliever of the year, enters into this contest. Briseño, a fireball-throwing Venezuela native that makes his presence felt each and every time on the mound. 7 innings pitched this year in 7 appearances, has allowed just 4 hits while striking out 15 batters. First pitch swinging is Moises Sierra. Sierra wears number 20 on the back of his Genomes jersey. The count 0-1 from Andres Briseño, whose strikeout numbers have become out of this world. Last year in the month of September, he struck out 26 batters in 13 innings pitched. This year, 15 strikeouts in 7 innings pitched. Averaging more than 2 strikeouts per inning here in this 2022 season. Numbers that are essentially unheard of. Briseño out of the stretch. And the pitch. Soft fly ball into right field. Braxton Lee coming in. No problem for the speedy outfielder who catches for out number 1. That brings up Chris Shaw. Shaw so far in this contest, 1 for 3. He singled at his last trip to the plate back in the 6th inning, and it's all but a lock that we'll see Matt Latos in the 9th inning as the setup man Andres Briseño stands on the hill right now. Left-handed MLB veteran at the dish. First pitch swinging is Chris Shaw. And Briseño fans him on the first pitch. Briseño features a fastball sinker slider combination as Chris Shaw singles into center field with a one-out base knock. You're not going to get base hits off of Briseño all that often. A guy that is nearly unhittable on your average day. Here comes Carlos Castro with one away. The pitch from Briseño. Curveball in there for a called strike. Carlos Castro to the dish. To this point in the game, Castro finds himself with a single to this point. 1 for 3. Another beautiful sinker from Briseño. Puts down Castro in the count 0-2. Shaw stands at first after that base hit single. The waiting on deck after Castro would be Anderson Miller. The 0-2. Fouled into the turf. Anderson Miller has played in all 3 games in this 3-game series. The series opener was his birthday for the Lexington, Kentucky native. No balls, 2 strikes. Briseño with a look over to first. Shaw with a short lead. The 0-2 once more inbound. Fouled off once more. Staying alive is Carlos Castro, a .246 hitter on the season. No home runs, 7 RBIs. Briseño a look home to his catcher, Austin Rye. Out of the stretch, the 6'5" right-hander issues a fastball that misses upstairs. No surprise that Briseño has already thrown the hardest pitch in this game. 95 miles an hour is tops in this contest. The pitch, 1-2, swing and a miss, strike number 3. And going down swinging is Carlos Castro, the 16th strikeout of the season for Andrés Briseño. You know, you couldn't go through an Andrés Briseño inning without at least 1 strikeout. Averages 2 per inning on the year. And here is Anderson Miller. Tying run stands at the dish. First pitch, an elevated fastball that misses upstairs. A ball and no strikes. Daryl Thompson got the start in this contest. The pitch off the plate for ball number 2. On deck, Wellington Dotel. Should we get to that point in the inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Anderson Miller at the dish. 0 for 3 in this contest. A pair of groundouts to second. He also struck out looking at his last time up. A 9-7 Blue Crabs lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Sinker in there for a called strike, a much needed called strike number 1. Miller awaiting the 2-1. Briseño out of the stretch. Fastball jams him up and back into the protective netting. 2-2 the count. 2 away with 1 on here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Southern Maryland leading this one 9-7 thanks to 13 hits and 1 Genomes error. Wild Health with 7 runs on 9 hits, no Blue Crabs errors. Miller awaiting the 2-2. Briseño with a look in. He has his sign. Set on the mound and the pitch. Swing and a miss. There it is. Briseño keeps up with his track record of at least 2 strikeouts per inning pitched. And we are through 8 complete here in Lexington, Kentucky. Send it to the 9th when we return on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by All Pawn and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by, and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Southern Maryland sends up Zach Collier to lead off the top half of the 9th inning. The Blue Crabs looking for some insurance runs prior to the bottom of the 9th. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Blue Crabs. As Zach Collier leads things off, it'll be Collier, Braxton Lee, and Austin Rye. A newcomer onto the mound for the home team in the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes is Diego Moreno. Saw Moreno pitch last night, a 1.50 ERA on the season. Set with the glove at the belt and the pitch. The 1-0 in there for a called strike. A ball and a strike the count here in the top of the 9th. Collier, a .267 hitter on the season. Had a 3-run home run in the series opener. The pitch, driven into left field, but right at the left fielder, Felix P.A. put that ball on a drive. Unfortunately, just right at him, as Stan Musial used to say, you got to hit him where they ain't. Braxton Lee, now the man at the dish, with 1 away in the top half of the 9th inning. Southern Maryland looking for their 13th win of the season, coming into this game with a 12-2 record. First pitch to Lee, swung on and fouled into the netting. The Blue Crabs had their 12-game win streak, a franchise record, snapped last night. It ended at 33% higher than any previous streak in franchise history. That would be 8 games. Southern Maryland had those streaks in 2013 and in 2015. Swing and a miss on a changeup to Braxton Lee. Pulled the string, did Diego Moreno, in the count 0-2. Moreno, the fifth pitcher for the Wild Health Genomes in this contest, and the pitch lofted into shallow center field. Ranging in is the center fielder Anderson Miller for out number 2. That brings up the star of the show in today's contest for the Blue Crabs in Austin Rye. Rye 2 for 2 with 2 walks drawn and 4 RBIs. He's 4 for his last 8 at the plate with 7 ribbies. Rye stands into the right-handed batter's box, and he'll be shifted to his pull side. Really, the only place you can see the shift is from the first baseman, Chris Shaw, who stands about 3/8 of the way from first to second. Rye awaiting the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it over our heads in the press box and quickly behind the count 0-2. Again, we can anticipate the arrival of Matt Latos in the 9th inning for the Blue Crabs, the team's closer. As Austin Rye steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Moreno out of the windup. The pitch. Swung on and missed. The Crabs go down in order in their half of the 9th. A 2-run lead takes us into the bottom half of the 9th inning. We'll be right back on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Joe DeLuca, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Generally, the best recipe for a victory for Southern Maryland is seeing Daryl Thompson, Edris Briseno, and Matt Latos all in the same game. Those 3 players account for the last 2 years' worth of Atlantic League pitcher of the year and relievers of the year. Here is Matt Latos to try to shut down the Wild Health Genomes here on a Sunday matinee in Lexington, Kentucky. Latos, a 9-year MLB veteran, a 2010 Cy Young candidate, onto the mound. First pitch, ground ball to the left side. A dive by Michael Baca. What a play, but it's not quite in time. Austin Rye wanted the call, as did Jared Walker. Latos calls for the ball back immediately, the sign of a veteran on the mound. At some point, the call is what it is. Latos calls for the ball back. Moving on to the next batsman. Latos, a real leader in the clubhouse. Somebody that guys look to. A guy that in his third season in Southern Maryland has made himself a staple in Crustacean Nation. Luke Becker up to the plate. He's had a good day at the dish. First pitch, a changeup in there for a called strike. 9-7, Southern Maryland on top. Wellington Dotel with the base hit single. Luke Becker, 2 for 3 in this game. He had a 3-run home run earlier in the contest. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Latos with another beautiful offering. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Matt Latos back out onto the mound. No balls, 2 strikes. Luke Becker at the dish and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3 as Latos fans Luke Becker. The ball gets away in the exchange, and the runner advances to second base. Wellington Dotel advances into scoring position. To be perfectly frank, that run doesn't matter all that much. The run that matters stands in Felix PA, the man coming up to the dish. Latos and Austin Rye with a long discussion at the plate, likely adjusting their signs with a runner on second. Latos and Rye still going over their signs and will ask for time once more, making sure they have everything straight here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And here comes Felix PA. One MLB veteran to another here in the bottom of the 9th inning. As Felix PA comes to the dish. So far today for Felix, 1 for 3, a run scored. That one hit was in his last plate appearance. Latos back out onto the mound. First pitch dots the outside corner, and he calls for the ball back immediately from Austin Rye. Much like Daryl Thompson, Latos can spot up and he moves quickly. Latos, the team's closer, working from the first base side of the rubber. The pitch, driven into center field. No problem for Zach Collier. Testing the arm is Wellington Dotel, who draws a throw. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Latos doing his job, trying to close out this series with another series win for your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Latos, the 4th pitcher in this game for Southern Maryland. Wears number 41 on the back of that red jersey. Latos in his 3rd season with the Blue Crabs and his 102nd appearance with Southern Maryland. In 100 innings pitched in the Atlantic League, a 1.97 ERA for Latos. The pitch, driven to the right side. Riley Mahan gets a good piece of it, but no problem for Matt Latos, who shuts down the Wild Health Genomes, and Southern Maryland picks up their 13th win of this 2022 season. The good guys leave Lexington, Kentucky, winning 2 of the 3 games in the 3-game set, advancing to a 13-2 record on the young season. The best start in team history and easily the best start in the Atlantic League in this 2022 season. The other team that's close to them, the Gastonia Honey Hunters, who Southern Maryland will see soon. We will take a short break and be right back on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Southern Maryland picks up yet another win, advancing to 13-2 on the season. Give you a quick recap of this contest. Southern Maryland struck first. That was back in the first inning when the Blue Crabs got on the board early. It came with a quartet of runs in that first inning of action in one of 8 games across the Atlantic League today. In that first inning for your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, Jared Walker started off the scoring with a sharp double to right field. Alex Crosby followed with an RBI single until Austin Rye drove home a pair, giving the Blue Crabs 4 runs in the first inning. Moises Sierra followed that with a solo shot in the bottom of the first off of Daryl Thompson, and that was the only run scoring we saw through the first 4 innings of action. In the top of the 5th, David Harris drove home another run, giving the Blue Crabs at the time a 5-1 advantage before Luke Becker hit make that a 2-run home run in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Crabs struck again in the top of the 6th when Austin Rye drove home another pair. He had 4 ribbies on the day. Michael Baca doubled to follow that, with Matt Hibbert following with a 9-3 Crabs advantage. Then came the Genomes. Moises Sierra drove in a run in the 6th before Riley Mahan hit a 3-run shot in the 7th. The win goes to Daryl Thompson, and we are headed back home on Tuesday. Another 6-game homestand starts. Join us at the Reg in Waldorf. Andrew Banstra signing off on a Blue Crabs win, giving the Crabs yet another 13-2 on the year and a 9-7 victory. We will see you soon on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. And one more thing. Let's go Blue Crabs.